その車輪がお前はどこまで見えている？
どこまで見えてるだと？今の俺のこの目に見えているのはイタチ。あんたの死に様だ。
Hello. So, this is gonna be part 2 of what if Deku was in a zombie apocalypse. Oh, by the way, I am using a different headset. Tell me if you liked my other one more or this one more, so I can do whatever headset. Okay. Well, we're just gonna get right. Oh, I'm gonna be showing you before we start. I'm gonna show you these two's hero costumes. Even though they didn't get into the skull, they made their own. Or actually, no, I take that back. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, not yet. Later. Okay, well, they went outside, and these two yelled not to because they knew there were zombies. These two didn't. And like I said, it attracted a bunch of zombies, and now these two saw all those zombies. But the thing is, that door, you couldn't move it back into place. Like, it was like a one-time thing. Like, once they got ready, you leave. So these two went, and they tried closing it. They couldn't, so they had to fight them off. There was a horde. There was like 100 zombies, and these two, the girls were smart enough to know, and the boys, once they saw them, they were smart enough to know that they were zombies, and they watched movies of zombies, of course. Like, Izuku was a big, what is it called? Big nerd about zombies, so he knew a lot. He went to go fight him, or Lumin went to go fight him, and he was bit. Izuku saw this. He started crying. He kept fighting. They were getting overwhelmed. Lumin realized this, and he knows a little bit of zombies too. And he says, "I'll hold him off, my best friend. I'll see you in the afterlife." And they ran. They ran very, very far away. Izuku was crying really badly. These two, well, yeah, they liked him, but they barely knew him, so they were just trying to make Izuku feel a lot better. After a few days later, they had to go find. The girls were like, "I know you're crying, Izuku, but we have to go find somewhere to stay for the night. I'm very sorry about Lumin." And they're in the city, but they want to leave the city, of course. So they're like, "How about we go to the city, or outside of the city?" And Izuku says, "But that's far." And they're like, "You want to survive?" Luna says that, and Izuku's like, "Fine." Like, so he was like still crying, so he was kind of sad, in a sad tone. Izuku went to go, or they started going, and they got out of the city. Luna forgot to mention, and she was like, or actually no. Luna already mentioned that there was a motel or a hotel type of place, so they walked to that. It was like 5 miles away from the city. Yeah, they ran into like a few zombies, and they killed them. Nothing special. So then, after that, they went to the hold up. Yeah, they went to the hotel, and well, they were trying to survive. And they like try to get all the food out of the hotel and put it in one room. I'm just gonna say that they put it on a, like, we're gonna say, like, you know, the person that takes care of the hotel? Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, that was very guarded, so they put their food in there. They ran into some zombies. They ran into a kid zombie. That zombie was crazy. Like, he ran everywhere, dude. He ran on top of the walls. It was scary. Izuku laughed for how fast he was going. Izuku almost got bit, though. That was so close. And after that, they all went into the room. They slept, you know, and then they started walking, trying to see if they were see the other hotel. Yeah, they were taking their stuff. They found a car, so they weren't walking. They were driving. They see someone on the side of the road. Two people. One was Cementos, and the other was Nezu. They weren't really walking. They were like riding very, very, or like they were riding like what is it called? Like gas-powered scooters, but it was fast. So they caught up to them and asked them if they wanted to hop on, knowing that, and yes, they were 13, Nezu and Cementos. I don't know how old they are. Like, sure. And Nezu had a game of chess in his hand because he likes chess. They go to the next hotel. It was way more than just one hotel. It was like a full 5 on each side of the road. So after that, they scavenged all of those and asked what Nezu and Cementos asked for clerks. Izuku, Luna, and Melissa had. And Izuku said, I don't really know about my quirk. Mine's a dormant quirk. Yeah, I'm kind of strong, but that's just because of my mutation. I don't know if I have any other powers. And Luna said, my quirk is, well, wolf. Me and Melissa have the same quirk, just hers is a little bit different. She can turn into a wolf and change your size from big to small. I can turn into a wolf, but it enhances my strength. So it's similar, but at the same time, it's not. What says Luna. And Cementos and Nezu was like, oh, that's very neat. And Nezu's smart enough to know to trust them, or to not trust them, but he already trusts them because I'm just gonna say that Inko was friends with Nezu, just for plot in the story. And Cementos said, well, I can make cement walls and do anything with cement. And Nezu's like, I have a super intelligence quirk. I am the smartest person in the world. And Izuku and Luna and Melissa are like, I think everyone knows that you're the UA president. Principal. And Izuku had an idea. Hey, do you guys want to build camp here at the hotels? There's a bunch of rooms, we can, survive here. And right when he said survive here, Nezu was like, yes! And he asked Cementos if he wanted to, and Cementos was like, he took a little bit to answer. And then he was like, yeah, sure. And then they built a huge, how do I say it? A huge, mile by mile base. And there was 3 walls. There was the first wall that held them, and then another mile. A mile away from that wall, there was another wall that went around the whole other wall. Another mile away there was another wall. And yes, they're pretty thick. They're I'm gonna say 30 feet thick, each of them. So yeah, it did take a while. It didn't just happen like in a snap. It happened like, it took them like about 2 months, let's say. So time skip 2 months. After that, they say, "Nice job, everyone. We finally got this done." And while Cementos and Melissa and Luna were like watching over Cementos, and Izuku and Nezu, well, Nezu was trying to figure out Izuku's quirk, and they finally did. And Nezu was very surprised about his quirk. And Izuku was kind of happy because he always thought his quirk was gonna be amazing. His quirk was spiritual. It's spiritual is where your spirit animal is your quirk, and the thing is, it enhances your strength by 1,000. I love OP Decos. I'm sorry. So if you don't like this, just tell me. I might nerf it a little bit, and it enhances your speed by 500 times, and and the thing is, his hearing is amazing. It's like, he's not good at stealth though. That's one thing. It's one of his things. He's not good at stealth, but he all of a sudden gets good with his staff. He looks exactly like this. His hearing gets amazing though. So, not his hearing, his sniffer, his nose. It gets way better. Like, he he has to activate it because it kind of gets annoying if you smell stuff that is like literally like 1,000,000 miles away. But it's that good. Like, you can go all the way around the world. I'm sorry for making him OP, but if you don't like that, but I just love it when he's OP. And Nezu was like, you have the possibility of being stronger than All Might himself, easily. And Izuku was kind of proud of that. He was like, taking it all in from Nezu, knowing he's the smartest person in the world. Hold up, I have to yawn. Okay, I'm back. And Nezu and when Melissa and Luna came back, let's say that in the outer wall they built a few houses too, so they stayed out there. Not the outer wall, the like wall before the outer wall. The third wall. Before the third wall. They built some houses in that. Let's say Melissa and Luna like were just staying over there, so they didn't have to travel like so long from walking. Because let's say that their car is broke down right now. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry for no action right now. It's gonna be a little, so some more action. I'm just telling you the background of what's going on. And Izuku picked up Nezu like piggyback, and once they figured out his quirk happened because they witnessed a zombie, and it took a little bit, but let's just say and remember how he saw Lumine? It was activated like that, but it wasn't activated instantly. It took a little bit, like one day it all of a sudden happened, and he can't turn back. Like, that's his immediate form. He stays like this, so there's no point in showing you this anymore. He's not cute Deku. He is amazing Deku. But sorry for calling him Deku. There's really no reason right now. So he ran to Luna and Melissa and Cementos, and he showed him his new look. He was like, hey, and Luna was kind of blushing about that. She didn't say anything about it. He didn't really notice either. Melissa noticed, but he didn't. But knowing Melissa, she didn't want to get her. She didn't want her sister to be mad at her, so she didn't say anything, because that's how they are to each other. They love each other, and so then he showed them how fast he was, and they were speechless. Sorry, I had a lag in real life. I was lagging like horribly. And Izuku had thought, like, we need more people, you know? Like, he was really thinking about this, and it was all finished, and they had a bunch of houses. The middle is where, like, the main people are gonna be. And Izuku, yes, he's the boss. He has 4 people with him: Melissa, or Luna, Melissa, Cementos, and Nezu. Wait, is that 4? Luna, Melissa, Cementos. Yeah, and he is the prez. You know. So one day they all went to go look for some more food. You know, cause you know how they always need food. They were walking, and they saw a horde of about 20 zombies. They all killed them. Since Zuki didn't want to be the only strong one, he tried having Cement Toss put his quirk to use. Instead of just building, he tried to tell him to use it for like a bunch of like shields. Like if anything were to happen to shield or make some spikes, you know. So Cement Toss is like really powerful. Like not really powerful, but like he's able to stand his ground now. And Luna and Melissa are just like pretty decent. They're like halfway as strong as Deku. And they were walking. They saw this huge zombie, like kaiju size, like Godzilla size. Like they saw it, but they thought it was just a mountain. Like all of a sudden, like anything could go on. So they really thought it was a mountain. And then it started moving. It looked at them. Deku tried standing his ground, but he got slapped. Like slapped so hard that it like he lost his breath for a while, like a minute or two, but he was able to stay awake. And Deku was about to punch, but all of a sudden, its kneecaps like broke, and all of a sudden you hear, "I am here. I am here." Multiple times, more and more and more, and that's All Might. And All Might is not a zombie. I just wanted to know what you guys would think. He didn't say I am here like that. He just said I am here, but he said it a little bit quieter, so no, he wouldn't attract any zombies, of course. Imagine All Might, but with a, you know how Hulk had like if you ever watched Ragnarok, he had a bunch of armor. Imagine that, but a little bit more, so it covered a little bit of the body. He was able to fight, and his armor was pretty strong, so he could not get hurt. And Deku and All Might were fighting the big creature. Oh, and Deku called it a kaiju, like right off the bat, like because he knows what Godzilla is. And he said, "It's a kaiju zombie, something like that, some crap." And All Might was like, "Yeah, it seems powerful." And All Might was walked in with Aizawa, Momo, Lina, Kirishima, Sero. What's his name? Crap, I don't know how I know his name. Jesus Christ. What is his name? Kaminari, Bakugo, and Mitsuki. And some of other classmates. So I'm not gonna remember those people. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't write anything down. I'm literally making this off the head because I have a good imagination. In my opinion, I can imagine stuff. So they walked in. They started slaughtering the kaiju, and then they started falling. They were getting injured. So Izuku told Luna, Mina to pick them up and guard them. So they did. Cementos tried stabbing the zombie. Yeah, it held him in place, but it doesn't mean his arms aren't there. He couldn't get him in his arms. The zombie was too fast. So, yes, he was fast. And then All Might got hurt too, and he told everyone to run. He's like, "Are you?" And Deku says, "Are you dumb?" And All Might says, "Oh, what, dude?" Or not, dude. He's like, "Run, run, everyone, run!" And then Deku literally he was watching because he wanted to see how strong All Might was. He goes up to the kaiju and he says, "Shouldn't have hurt my friends." And All Might. No, he's not. Oh, by the way, he's not. He does not a fanboy of All Might. He likes him. Yeah, he thinks he's a good hero, but he's not like, All Might, no way, you know. And he walks up to the kaiju. The kaiju tries to stomp on him. He happens, yeah, but then he holds it with like. If you ever watch Baki try to catch that punch with 2 fingers, yeah, he does it like that. He holds it up, and Kaiju is nervous. Everyone said he was pushed into the ground, but Kaiju felt it. He was nervous, and he flicked. Or didn't really flick. No, I take that back. He's not that powerful. He pushed off, and the Kaiju fell backwards. Now, while he was in his fighting stance, all of a sudden, he heard a bunch of zombies. No. He, saw something on top of a building. And it looked like this. Except the skin was green. Yeah, the skin, that's about it. The skin was green. A little bit. And it was like little, like scars. More scars. No glasses. He saw this and he was kind of afraid. Not really afraid, but like, thought that was a zombie. And all of a sudden, he saw how powerful this guy was. He like stomped it and there was a big crater. A few houses went down. He charged at Izuku. Didn't really charge at him, but he ran at him fast. And actually, no. He ran at the kaiju, which at Izuku's surprise, he was like happy about that. And this figure just beat the kaiju into like apple juice on the ground, just bunch of blood and bones. But instead, he beat him so bad it made it look like pulp from orange juice for his bones. But it was like a lake size. Let's say there was a meteor, or not a meteor, like a little, what is it called? Like indent in the earth. I don't know what it's called. It's like when you punch so when Strong punches the ground and it makes a crater. Okay, there was a crater, so like it filled that place up with blood, and this figure was walking out of the blood, like like how Poseidon did. If you ever watched a Poseidon movie, just walks out of the water. Yeah, he walked out of the blood like that, and Izuku was on guard, and everyone else saw this, and they were all in awe. Momo, Mina, Kamina, yeah, you get the point. Luna, Melissa, Mentos, Nezu, and he was walking out, and Izuku saw his face, and he was wondering just how. And he walked up to Izuku, had a whiteboard, and wrote, like he literally had a whiteboard on his side. He wrote, "Hi, my friend." And Izuku was like, "Why don't you just talk to me?" Izuku looked down sad, and I'm a zombie. And then he didn't say it, but he wrote it on the whiteboard and said, "I'm a zombie. I can't talk. My body just doesn't function that way." because we're gonna say that his what's it called? His voice thing or whatever it is. He can't talk, but he can make sounds. So Izuku just ran up to him and hugged him. Melissa saw him and she was crying and ran up to him and hugged him too. Luna was taking notes of this to Melissa, and Izuku was taking notes of that too. He was like, "Oh, my best friend has all," and Izuku said to them, "Why don't I take you all to our base camp? Like everyone, All Might, Mina, them." But the thing is, everyone will, besides Luna, Mina, yeah, besides Luna and Melissa, I mean, and Izuku, were not. Everyone was on guard besides those three, and Izuku knows why. He was like, "Guys, it's okay, it's okay. It's my best friend, and he's not fully turned. He's just a zombie with his mind." And everyone says, "You know, there's zombies with what is it called? Nezu's type of quirk, smart quirks. I'm just gonna call them smart quirks. Smart quirks, right?" He's like, "No, I didn't know that, but my friend doesn't have a smart quirk, or whatever." And then all of them are like, "How do you know?" He's like, "Didn't I just say it was my friend? How would I not know?" And Izuku was talking to him on the whiteboard, and he said, well, or Izuku said, "This, what happened to you?" And he said, "My quirk activated." He was like, "Oh, really? Mine did too. Don't you see me?" And he's like, I was about to say something about that, but when I'm talking for Lumine, he has a whiteboard that he's talking through. So, sorry, I had a yawn. So Izuku, I'm not gonna really write on the whiteboard, or tell him on the whiteboard, and then Izuku re-asked or like repeated himself. It's like, "Do you guys want to come to our base?" And Nezu and Samantas, everyone was still worried about Izuku. Like, what I mean by worried is like, kind of scared because he was a zombie. Like, what if he turned all of a sudden? But but Nezu was smart. Like, he calculated in his head how smart, and he knew how smart Izuku is. So he trusted him. And All Might saw Nezu all of a sudden. Like, he didn't see him or Samantas, and Ozawa didn't either. And then he was like, "Oh, Nezu, principal!" And then Nezu was like, "Yeah, I was wondering when you were gonna come say hi." And All Might was like, How about you come to my base?" And just for sake, I'm gonna make let's say Kirishima, the boss. No. All Might the boss. I really hate it when All Might's the boss, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I'm just gonna do that. And All Might says, "Instead of being with those guys," he's like, and Nezu was like, "It's more smarter to be with them, but I think you should move all of your people to our base." They were like, "We have about a million people." It was like, well, our base is big enough to hold about 10 million people. And they were like, "Well, we don't have enough food either." All Might was thinking in his head. And he, sorry if I made a bunch of ruckus there. Oh, I can't stop yawning, Jesus Christ. And after that, they all agreed to go check it out before they moved people there. And yeah, they were in the city, so it was gonna take a while. And Nezu told them that they have like a monster truck sized truck, but it was a bus, like, so they could hold a lot of people. So they went, but it wasn't. I'm just for plot reasons. It's quiet, okay. they were driving, and I'm just gonna say it took like a few days, even though it was 5 miles away from the city. Let's say that they're on the opposite side of where they need to be, of the city, and the city's like, I don't know. I'm just gonna say like 100 miles. So they had to travel 105 miles. Yeah, they had enough gas just for plot reasons. Actually, no, just for plot reasons. You know those solar rays? I'm gonna say it's powered, even though it's a monster truck. That's why it's quiet. So it's gonna be powered off of energy, and it's always the solar rays are always on. Like there's a bunch of solar rays, and yeah. So they go, and you know, Melissa is sitting next to Lumine, and Izuku or Luna was sitting next to Izuku. Um, just so they could keep an actually I take the back. Just so they could keep an eye on Lumine. He was driving. He knew how to drive. I'm just gonna say. So they were keeping an eye on him. And oh, it's 30 minutes. Sorry, we're getting off track. I think I'm gonna end this around 35 or 40. I'm not sure. Whenever I feel like it, actually. They drove back, and Izuku was impressed about their, like, let's say it took like a week, and they went back, and All Might asked, "Are we almost there?" And Nezu said, "Yes, we should almost be there." I'm just gonna say that Izuku was telling Lumine where to go, and so when they got there, Lumine asked, "Was this your base?" And it was huge. I'm just gonna say it was huge, like because of course it is. It has to. It's holding 10 million people, or it will be able to hold 10 million people. There's barely anyone there. Just Lumine, or just Izuku, Melissa, Luna, Cementos, and Nezu. Now Izuku, and All Might saw this base, and he was actually about to go to war with it. He told Nezu, but he didn't know who it was. He just needed the base. And Nezu was like, "Well, please don't. You shouldn't anyways, unless you guys want to be obliterated. No, I'm not trying to be rude. I want you. I love you, All Might. Not when he says that he didn't mean it like that. Like All Might could tell, like he meant like he's a best friend, kind of. And once they got in, All Might says that, you know what? I think instead of moving here, we could. And that's the end. I'm sorry. I'm giving you goodbye. So what is it called? I'm leaving you on a cliffhanger.